Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This week we are going to be talking about favorite products that we camp with. Some of them are appliances, some are things that we feel like we can't live without. Other things seem more like a luxury, but we're going to tell you our top items that we love to use while we're camping. We're also going to go into town, into Rockland, Maine, and go to a fish market and get some lobster, and we are going to have lobster for dinner. So if you want to check it out, stick around. I wanted to talk about our favorite products to camp with and go through a handful of items that we either just really love using or make our lives a little bit easier while we are on the road and camping. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is probably important to just about everybody out there, and it has to do with coffee. So this is our coffee maker, and essentially what it's called is a Moka pot. You put water in the chamber down here, coffee fits in the filter basket, and then it siphons up into here for coffee. One of the reasons why we got one of these is because you never know when you're going to have electricity, like especially if you're traveling, if you're on the road. We wanted to be able to use it either with electricity or like with using our propane or our butane burner or whatever. So this makes some of the best coffee. If you like strong coffee, this is your ticket. Once it's done brewing, it makes like almost like an espresso strength coffee. If that's too much for you, you just water it down, make an Americano out of it, which is espresso and water. This brand, Bialetti, I don't know, it's Italian. I'll put the link. I did get it on Amazon. This is a large one. It makes enough for us to have each a normal sized cup of coffee. We really love it. That's probably our favorite coffee maker we've had. I do think that it's nice to have a fan, even when you're using your rooftop AC. Sometimes it just, either the ducts don't work as strong as you would like them to, or if it's a non-ducted, the cool or the heat stays mainly in one area. We have two fans. For the longest time, we've been traveling with this battery-operated fan. It's not battery-operated, it's rechargeable. And I thought it was another one of those purchases that I thought if we're off-grid at all, it's nice to have a fan. And we have used it off-grid. Like a couple times we lost power and just needed some circulation. It's not strong at all, though. It kind of circulates. So we recently switched. When our air conditioner died recently, we needed some help getting some air moving around here, and we got this, I think it's called a Penguin, and it's a high velocity fan, but it oscillates and has 3 settings, and that thing moves. So we have switched to that one, and we absolutely love it. We use it inside and out. I'm one of those people that at night, even if it's cold out, I need the circulation. It helps me sleep. My whole camper is lined with, most of the baskets are plastic baskets. I got them last year at a discount store called Ollie's. I had 2 or 3 different sizes, and they're hard plastic, and I got the hard plastic because whether it had food or something else in it. When we were in the other camper, I had one full of like cooking oils and stuff. I just thought the hard plastic ones would be easier to keep clean. And then all my shelves get lined with non-skid shelf liner, even in the refrigerator. So when we move, all my food goes into small plastic containers and then sits on this in the refrigerator, and I have not lost anything yet. I am very fortunate. We've been traveling for like 3+ years. So this is a mainstay, and even in my pantry, my everything, as much as I can, goes in these while I'm traveling. If I plan on staying someplace for a longer period of time, then I don't worry about it so much. You know, if I'm, for example, I'm here in Maine for the summer, I took these off of most of the shelves just because they work so good. It's hard to slide the baskets on and off the shelf. So I do recommend that. It's probably one of my best travel items that we have. So Roger and I are big cookers, him more than me. We cook out most meals. We will go out for like a few breakfasts a month. Sometimes we'll go grab a sandwich for lunch or something, but for the most part, we cook at home. That's kind of our favorite thing to do. And when you cook, you need a lot of cooking supplies, one of them being spices. We have a huge collection of spices. We use them often. So when we travel, I bought these plastic containers. They look like little mason jars or little storage storage jars. And they come in different sizes, and I have labeled the little pouches and put our spices in here. Now I can get 10 times as much in my pantry than having all of those bottles, which become really unorganized. So this is another big thing I think that has helped out. This is another item that I love to have, both for camping off-grid and just for convenience here in the camper, even when we're plugged in. I have these rechargeable strip lights, and I have mounted them both in my bedroom, in my closet, and in the pantry. They're either motion activated, or you can turn them on and off for like a longer duration, but I leave them on motion activated, and it turns on like a pantry light. So once I open the door, the lights come on instantly, and it helps because a lot of these pantries are really deep. They're very dark. Campers are just tend to be dark in general, and sometimes it's hard to see what's in there, or especially if you have to dig in someplace. These lights have been a big lifesaver. I have 3 of them, and they are completely rechargeable. They last a super long time when you're using them like as a pantry light or something like that. I mean, weeks, if not sometimes months. You know, you're not really using them that often. So that has been a huge saver for me. I have used them in every rig that we have, and I'm glad that I have them. I would actually get more of them. I would consider getting more. Next on our list is a dehumidifier. If you are spending a long period of time in your camper, particularly in colder months, when in the summer months you don't need it quite so much because you're running your air conditioner, which does have some dehumidifying properties to it. But in the winter or in the cold weather months when you're running that heat all the time, you will notice when you get up in the morning there's condensation on the windows, things like that. Everything feels a little bit damp, and we're always trying to find ways to keep the water out. So this dehumidifier is one of the ways that we do it, and it is small, but it works very, very good. Depending on the season, depending on the humidity, I can fill it up, you know, once a day, especially in the cooler months, and it keeps the moisture out of the camper. This one is a new one. Our other one just died, but it's a good size for a small camper. We have a 27 foot camper, so this one seems to be a good size for us. We get a lot of use from it. Okay, cooking. Everybody has outdoor cooking. It's one of the things that we love about camping, is being outside and cooking outdoors. When we started, I think we had, I don't even remember, we've been through a lot of cookers. We've had the griddle cookers, we've had regular grills, we've had the green egg, you know, a small one of those. We've really been through it. A lot of them are just kind of a pain to use. A lot of them needed to be babysat a lot, especially like if you're smoking meat and stuff. You really had to be sitting out there the entire time with it. Sometimes it took all day. It was inconvenient. The egg style was very heavy to take in and out of our storage. Of course, now, even if we had it, we wouldn't have room in our storage for something like that these days. Now we do the lazy man's way. This is a Ninja Woodfire grill XL, and it is a little bit of everything. It's a grill, a griddle. You can use it like an oven. You can use it as a smoker. It's all electric. We have used the smoking function, I don't know, a million times. It works amazing. It's super easy to clean. Yes, you have to plug it into electricity, but for the most part, we haven't really been off-grid in a long time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So our Ninja grill we have used in 100 different applications. We have made some of the best homemade pizzas using this grill, and it gets so hot we have small pizzas made in 4 to 5 minutes, and they have been some of the best pizzas we've ever had. We literally use this thing for everything, and I know people are going to say we cheat because it's electric. I don't care. It works well, it's consistent, and it's easy to clean, so that's for us, and we are keeping our Ninja grill. All right, now that we've talked about all our favorite things, it's time to go into town and go get some lobster. Just a few miles down the road is Jess's Market. Not only do they have really fresh seafood of a large variety, they have other grocery store items, wine, specialty items, so it can be a one-stop shop for you. When we get home, we boil some salt water on our burner outside, and once it comes to a rapid boil, then plunk them in the water head first. In just a few minutes, you'll have the most popular seafood in Maine ready to enjoy. We had our lobster. We each had 2 1-pound lobsters. We could eat lobster. I mean, we could eat it every day, but I said there's really no reason why we couldn't treat ourselves to some lobster every week while we're here, because it's $36 right now for 4 lobster. And we were stuffed, like to the gills stuffed. We probably could have done each with 1 lobster. So we decided that we will be treating ourselves a lot more often. Lobster's really easy to cook. It was wonderful. We will eat them a lot more often this summer. I feel like it's a treat to everybody else, but here, price-wise, it's could be a regular meal in your house. I would like to find a good recipe for maybe some lobster bisque on some cold day. And of course, we're gonna make some lobster salad, do lobster rolls at some point. So when we get to do those different lobster menu items, I will record it and show you. I guess that's it for today. We are gonna wrap it up and say that we had a great dinner. And I hope you enjoyed this about our favorite items. If you have some favorite items that I didn't already mention, or you want to elaborate more on something I did mention, go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to see what other people say. Maybe there's something out there that we haven't tried or haven't even thought of. Maybe we can add something to our camping arsenal. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. And other than that, I guess I will see you very soon. Bye.